Time now for business news, and he's one of the most widely followed tweeters, not to mention the world's richest man. But will that be enough for Elon Musk to take over Twitter? And another high price asset is also on the block. There's only a few hours left to submit bids for Chelsea Football Club after Russian entrepreneur Roman Abramovich was stripped of ownership. Well, joining me now to discuss these stories is Arise business correspondent Laurie Laird. Good to see you, Laurie. Just before we discuss all these other things, there's an extraordinary story, a bit of breaking news on Russian oil.
Yeah, absolutely. The New York Times is reporting that the European Union is thinking about banning imports of Russian oil, not Russian gas, which they're much more reliant on, but this would be a very big step to ban Russian oil. Now, the timing is quite curious. The story goes, and this New York Times story is quite well sourced, Charles. It does look like it's got legs to it, but the timing is a bit curious. They don't want to make an announcement until after the 24th of April, which is the second round of the French presidential election. European leaders fear that any kind of ban on Russian oil that would bring the price up could be a boost for Marine Le Pen, who's the far-right candidate running in the runoff for the presidential elections in France. So if this does go forward, we wouldn't see anything until the end of the month.
Right, so that's one to watch for sure. Now let's turn to Elon Musk. He's offering to buy Twitter for more than $40 billion. He says he's the right person to unlock the platform's potential. What does this mean? Why does he want Twitter?
Not entirely clear exactly what he wants to do with it. And some of the suggestions he has made, he is a big Twitter user, and he has used the platform to make suggestions about how it could be better. He has mused about perhaps using their headquarters in San Francisco as a homeless shelter. He's talked about getting an error, some kind of error message, some sort of editing tool in Twitter. But why he really wants it, that seems to be a bit of a mystery. But Charles, I'm a little bit dubious about this bid. Elon Musk has used Twitter before to, how do I say this without getting myself into trouble? Things that he has put on the forum have ended up boosting the value of his holdings. In 2018, he tweeted that he had a bid to take Tesla private at a very high price.
That's a
never
very good
materialized. The Securities and Exchange Commission, the regulator, looked at him, gave him a slap on the wrist. So he does have history here in using social media in a way that does increase the value of his investments.
And he does have a Midas touch, let's be clear on that. I mean, everything he touches seems to go to gold. I mean, is this going to make him richer, do you think?
Well, it's interesting to say, absolutely. Look, if he were to dump his shares right now, if he were, and he has said, this is my final offer, no negotiation. If you do not take my offer, Twitter board, I'm walking away. I won't be on the board. I will not do anything, and I might dump my shares. He could do that at a very big profit. I mean, that's an aside. That's not what he wants to be seen doing. But he will make some money on this if he were to pull out right now. But the market doesn't seem to believe this is real, Charles. The bid price is 54.20. Now that 420 is symbolism for marijuana. He's used these numbers before. That's a bit curious, a little bit fishy there. But the share price is only at about $47 right now, so nowhere near that strike price. That tells you that investors don't think it's going to go through.
Well, we're going to keep an eye on that, not just from Elon Musk, but also for Twitter, because potentially it could make a lot of money, or anger a lot of its shareholders if it walks away. But we've got to move on to Chelsea Football Club. Bids due tonight. How's that looking? Lots of cash being stomped up?
Lots of cash, from what I understand. The opening bid should be at about $2 billion, but the feeling is that this is a prize. This is a real trophy prize in European football. These clubs don't come up for sale all that often. So the feeling is the bidding will take us up to 2.5, maybe 2.7. 4 people on the short list, Charles, but it looks like, interestingly, all of the money from each of these 4 bidders is coming from the U.S. That means another big UK football club will be in the hands of Americans. We should get to some kind of word sometime next week. Bids are due in a couple of hours from now.
Okay, I think we've got about 20 seconds. European central banks don't appear, well, the central bank doesn't appear to be doing much in spite of the fact that inflation is knocking at its doors.
At 7%, the target for the ECB is 2%. They had a meeting today, no change whatsoever. So it doesn't seem to be a lot of concern there, but we do know that the European Central Bank Board is very, very divided.
Laurie, thank you very much. Laurie.